up, everyone? Welcome to the No Life Gaming Show. Thank you for that little what's happening in the beginning there. Nothing's happening. Well, actually, there's a lot happening. There's if you're watching this, you've probably now heard about the unfortunate news that happened over in Las Vegas about the gunman who gunned down, which is, it's still pretty much unknown the exact number of casualties, but from what I'm seeing, it's about over 58 people dead and over 400 injured. Just a complete massacre, complete disaster that happened over there. So it just, I'm almost speechless about what to say about it, because it's just so unbelievable about what happened. So I mean, if you have any friends and family who are affected, I'm very sorry. And if you are, if you're angry about this, or you're frustrated at what's going on, just remember that we are in difficult times right now, and it's always best to just live each day as if it could be your last, and just be nice to people. And I think that will go a lot. That will go a lot more than trying to put up roadblocks and put up walls between people, and blame. Definitely pointing fingers. I mean, we've been seeing it all day on social media. We've been seeing it all day everywhere. Just everyone's trying to push blame around, and just take it easy. We're all doing okay. It's not really as surprising as it is and unbelievable as it is. This still is somewhat of an occurrence in this country, and if just gotta remember that you just gotta be nicer to people, and I think we'll be fine. So with that being said, let's bring on the co-host. What's up, guys? How you guys doing?
What's up? No, I mean, we sat in silence for a little bit, and I thought that like my internet was out, so I was just like,
what happened?
What's going on? And then you immediately start right after. I was like, oh, okay. All right.
Pulling, I was like, just pulling it twisted. What's going on there? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Twisted. You guys have any
Gaming with No Life 420 has returned.
You guys have
Got a
any
good week for you?
remarks on what happened today? Do you guys want to say anything about it?
I mean, I saw the live. I saw the live news thing. Or this morning at work, or last night, whatever you want to say. So I was keeping up with it a little bit, but I don't know. It seems like the whole country's in full-fledged like witch hunt mode.
Yeah, I mean, like my thoughts go out to the victims, and that's about it. You know what I mean? Like the rest of it, I want to wait a week. You know what I mean? Before so I can get over everyone's like, I don't know, dude. Let's let everyone calm down. Just calm down, and then we can figure it out rationally instead of, emotions. Because this fucking sucks.
My heart goes out to the victims, and it just really sucks because there's no information. We don't have a reason why. This is the worst mass shooting in U.S. history, which comes off the heels of the Pulse Club. Was that last year?
Yeah.
That was 49 victims. Not as many injured, but this was like, they've said it multiple times. It's like shooting fish in a barrel. This guy had like multiple assault rifles. It was completely premeditated, but he killed himself, and we're not going to have any answers. And that's kind of the worst part of it. It's just, we don't know why.
The guy's fucking insane. What do you mean?
Yeah.
That's literally insane. The only reason you need, like, I just went to news, and obviously, like, the whole thing is just nothing but Las Vegas news. But we don't know what ISIS has already claimed responsibility, which is weird.
Claim responsibility to anything.
Which is odd, considering that the shooter was like a 65-year-old white guy.
Yeah.
But but they're saying that he had like gambling debts and stuff like that. But I mean, honestly, the dude's probably just insane.
Yeah, he's just insane. I don't think you
need a reason for this kind of violence.
There's a lot of people like that try to they ask like, how do you prevent something like this? And you can't. The guy is just insane, because if you think about it, when that kind of damage is done, like a terroristic act is done, I mean, they're planning this. They're going to get around any type of burdens that you try to put in place. They're going to try to take away any type of fear that they may have and put it in the backseat, and they're just going to get it done. And how do you prevent something like that other than locking everyone down in a cell? You just can't.
Like a lot of these,
everyone keeps blaming everyone about it, and it just gets us nowhere. We just have
a lot of these like terrorist acts or things like that they have like stopped. It was a lot of younger people who are dumb enough to put up their shit on social media. This guy's 66, 65 years old. He doesn't have Facebook. He doesn't have a Twitter. He's got no social media you can track down. It's just him.
Yeah, it's just crazy.
How do you stop that
guy? He's just a crazy guy. It's pretty sickening too, because
I don't know about that though. I'm just gonna throw that out there. My dad's almost his age, and trust me, he uses social media way more than I ever do.
No, I mean, yeah, but this guy specifically didn't have. They have found no social media accounts for him that they can find, at least.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully we get some type of answer as to why he would do such a thing. Hopefully that brings some type of solace to the victims and the victims' families. I mean, if you see like accounts of like the concert, it's fucking terrifying. Just it was like a group of like 22,000 people, and then just not knowing where bullets are coming from, and you just see people drop, and you just hear this just jackhammer going off, and you don't know if you're gonna die, and that's got to be really frightening. And it's crazy that stuff like this happens, but we're at a time in a society where it's just mass division between certain groups of people, between everyone. There's just so much hate going on, especially on the internet. There's so much hate going on in terms of like cultures and race, and you figure like, of course, this is a time where everyone's going to be blaming each other. Everyone's going to be pointing fingers. And there's just no need for it, because I don't think we're ever going to figure out why he did that. So the best thing that you can do is just, I don't know, just say, hey, to the family, our thoughts and prayers go out to you. Hopefully you get through this and you stay sane. But it's probably hard. It's probably hard to deal with something like that.
I do have one comment before we move on, or before anything else is said, is athletes kneeling for the national anthem seems really fucking insignificant now, doesn't it?
Thank God.
Fucking, that was ridiculous that people got so upset over that. That was the dumbest shit that I've ever seen. And my Facebook, I literally couldn't even look at my Facebook for like 3 or 4 days, like a week.
Dude, yes,
just because it was just that shit was everywhere.
That shit is still going to have more precedence than anything happening in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Dude, Sunday, being a Titans fan, they got their asses whipped. And then in the press conference, they kept asking about the anthem, and the head coach Malarkey was just like, why don't you guys ever talk about when they do stand for the play, like for the anthem? And he was just like, why don't you guys focus on the positive? Until then, I'm done. Just walks out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the positive doesn't sell. The media only goes for what sells. And people for some reason, people love getting themselves worked up. They love blaming others. We're just at a time where it's like, it's like feeding these type of insecurities in people, where if you're the type of person who loves all the attention, you can get that through social media by saying, some of the shit that we saw on social media today about the massacre. If you're someone who likes to be divisive, and you like to hate, and you like to like put others down, you hop on social media, and you could do that in a second. I mean, we're at I think Joe Rogan talks about this a lot, where it's like social media is a really embedded construct in our society these days, but it's also brand new, and there is an adjustment that needs to be made, and that might not happen for another 10-15 years. And right now what you're seeing is just people trying to adjust to it, and they're not used to being combated with all these different types of ideas and all these different types of cultures just being thrown at them every single day. So they put up walls and they snap and they post these crazy things. And now I don't think any of that has to do with what happened today. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there is some type of motive behind it. I think it's just a crazy motherfucker who just decided to unload on this concert. And he was so far away. He was so far removed from them that it's almost like playing a video game. Like he's just looking out into this crowd. He's not in the battlefield, right? He's not looking people in their faces as he's shooting them. He's so far out. He's just spraying bullets. He doesn't know who he's hitting. He doesn't know if he's hitting anything. He's just shooting just a ton of bullets and then turns it on himself, kills himself. I think that is the reason why I think he kind of is just like this lone wolf gunman who just went crazy. And I think
crazy. He went crazy, but I don't know. I think it was definitely planned, but.
Well, I think it was planned, but I don't think
it was obviously planned, but I don't think that it was like aimed toward a specific demographic.
Oh, I don't think it was aimed towards anyone.
Yeah, he was probably like, you know what? I'm fucking insane, and I'm just got this crackpot mind going on, so I'm just gonna try to kill as many people as I possibly can.
I'm hoping that, but I don't know. To me, at the same time, like it is kind of. That's what I'm almost wondering. Is just because like.
I don't think he had any kind of specific agenda.
I don't think he had a specific agenda. No, yeah. But I don't necessarily entirely buy the completely insane idea either. Just because, like, he still did bring at least 10. There were some reports that were 19, but I think it's
19 guns found in his room.
That you gotta have somewhat of a brain to be able to put that together.
Not really, not in this country. You could just go buy guns. Especially
all
in
you
Vegas.
have to do, what the fuck, Jerry? Have you ever bought a gun? All you have to do is like pass a criminal background check and fill out a questionnaire. So I mean, you can just literally just.
And in Vegas, there's no law against how much ammunition you can hold. So he had 2 tripods with machine guns on top of them, with scopes on them, and then he had a ton of other guns. And he just loaded up on ammo and just sprayed them down from this hotel. And I mean, like watching the videos is crazy because you could hear it. Like they don't realize what it is at first. They just hear like pop, pop, pop. They think it's fireworks.
Yeah, no. Jason Aldean kept playing because they had somebody thought it was fireworks. Like you don't know.
Yeah, I was actually kind of surprised at him because he's on stage. He has this microphone and he just runs. He should have said like, "Hey, gunshots, run." And
they usually wear earplugs, and then probably somebody got into his ear like as he was still playing. Once they found out, like once they realized what was happening, we're like, "Dude,
I think he saw
get out."
I don't know, man. I think he saw it because you could see him. He's looking over to the side the whole time, and then he's kind of like, and then he's out. I never heard a Jason Aldean song, so I don't know how they go. I don't know if there was any type of pause.
A huge country fan.
Oh yeah, yeah. I don't know. It sucks for him too. That's gotta suck if you're a performer like those guys in Paris. What was that? 2 years ago, or was that last year? Those Paris.
Yeah, that was
earlier this year.
That was
Eagles at Death. Yeah, that was Eagles.
No,
at
Eagles
Death
Death
Metal.
Metal. And then there was also the other one.
Yeah, there was a couple.
That was who was that?
Then there's Ariana Grande in UK this year.
That was UK. You had one too earlier this year.
That one was definitely a politically motivated attack. The one in Paris.
Yeah, the one in UK was Ariana Grande.
Yeah, that was another one too. That was the ISIS again. Well, that's what they say. Who knows? All right, well, let's move on. It sucks. Hopefully, we can all. Hopefully, the victims of these families or the families of these victims can figure out some type of way to move on. It's probably super difficult, but if you know anyone, just tell them. Just be nice. Just be nice. That's the overall message here. All right, so what have we been playing? Let's dive into this. I'll talk about. Actually, go ahead. You can go ahead with Cuphead first because I have to bring up my footage. And I got your footage already loaded up here.
Word. All right, Cuphead.
I'm gonna play the music too in the background.
Dude, the music. I got the special edition that came with like the entire OST, just like 3 hours, and it's a mix of ragtime, like jazz. There's some vocals tracks in there. It's really good. The hand-drawn animation, like the whole thing just really captures that 30s, 20s feel. But the gameplay, that's where, for me, the game actually really shines.
This is you doing the tutorial, you're trolling around. I'm going to fast forward this.
Yeah, and I was like, let me pretend like the tutorial's hard, which, by the way, it isn't hard at all. That guy just really sucked. The game's nice. Like, it doesn't have a lives thing. You kind of just restart every time you die. There's no checkpoints. But when you're in the bosses, there's like a graph that shows you what phase you were in. So it's kind of cool. It's also really demoralizing when you're.
Can you do me a favor really quick? Could you bring your mic closer or fix your mic a little bit? 'Cause you're dipping.
All right, how is it?
Go ahead.
Mic check.
Go ahead.
So yeah, it's a little demoralizing when you're like one hit away from killing it and you die and you see that bar that's just like right next to the flag. But it's satisfying when you beat a boss that you've been sitting on for a half hour. It's satisfying when you finally get that victory. The boss battles are definitely the highlight of the game. The run and gun levels are okay. They're just really, really short. And they don't feel as fleshed out.
Wasn't that because the game was originally just going to be a boss rush game anyway?
Yeah,
so they just kind of tacked it on there at the end.
They tacked it on there, but it also does serve a purpose to collect coins, which you can use to buy power-ups, new weapons, new charms. Like there's my current favorite is the invisible dash, which I can see being used in speedruns because you actually like don't get hurt when you're in the dash animation. It's shorter dash, but you can use it to skip a lot of obstacles. The guns are okay. You have your standard shooter. You have like a weird turnaround one, like a boomerang. I'm not a big fan of. There's a charge shot, which is all about precision, so it's kind of like that Mega Man charge shot. And then you have the shotgun, essentially, which is like that, like 5 bullet spread. If you've ever played like Contra games. But the boss battles are a lot of fun. The game's it's kind of, I don't want to say it's like Dark Souls, but it's that style of where if you die, it's not the game's fault. It's your fault. And you really do go, okay, that was fair. I died because I was bad.
Nice.
A lot of it's like those old games. It's a lot of pattern recognition. So knowing where bullets are gonna go, knowing how different enemy patterns go. So that's one thing. I mean, I do think it suffers a little bit from the ukulele like syndrome, which is if you're not a fan of platformers, so you're not a fan of those Contra games, if you're not a fan of harder games, you're probably not going to go into it and be converted. You're not going to go, I totally get it now. This is great. Just like if you play ukulele, you're not going to go immediately, collectathons, I was wrong. I love them. No, if you didn't like them before, you're not going to like them now.
All right.
If you do like them, this game is great. I'm having so much fun with it. And I've been playing it on a fight stick, which gives me kind of this like arcade feel, like an arcade cabinet. Yep.
Wait, you can connect your fight stick to? Oh wait, I'm thinking this is on the Switch for some reason.
Yeah, I have a Quanba Obsidian, so it has a PC function that works on Steam as a Steam controller because Steam fighting games.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's probably a fucking awesome way to play.
It is. I do need to upgrade from the square gate to an octagonal gate. I do find myself sometimes ducking when I don't want to.
Right.
Which you'll see, and sometimes in that gameplay, if I'm dropping from a ledge and I don't want to, you'll see it.
Now I got a question. Do you think like after you beat this, you'll go back and beat it again?
I can see myself trying it on a harder difficulty, and I can see myself actually if I really wanted to, I would probably learn the speed run to this.
Do you also see it as like a good co-op game?
I haven't tried it yet as a co-op game. I haven't tried it as a co-op game, but co-op is certainly there. And for $20, it's such a cheap price for what I think is totally worth that price.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like you're shelling out $60 for it.
I know that they sold 100,000 copies in like the first 3 hours or something on Steam.
Oh, I'm not surprised. This game had a lot of hype behind it.
Yeah.
And it was an Xbox exclusive.
For those listening, he just did his air quotes with his fingers.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. Let me say it with some inflection. Xbox exclusive.
It looks fucking awesome, man. It looks so good. It looks way better than I thought it was gonna look.
The soundtrack has it's definitely on my rotation now at work for my music playlist.
Really, that old fucking 1930s Motown.
I'm a big fan of that like ragtime jazz style, like those 1930s cartoons. Like, what was the one that was like with like the little bird who's trying to like be a singer?
Oh,
I like the sky, or a T for a two, and it's in the blue. I love those cartoons. I grew up like I mean like I was born in the 90s, but like I was still in that age range when those cartoons were on Cartoon Network or like on Boomerang, and I loved watching them.
Yeah, I personally don't like the Fallout soundtracks, so I don't get into.
I don't like the Fallout games, but I like the soundtrack.
What was your favorite cartoon when you were a kid? Mine was Tom and Jerry.
Wait, out of all cartoons,
out of
like
all cartoons. Yep, when you were a
Rocko's
kid,
Modern Life.
Animaniacs.
I actually did not like Animaniacs.
Go back and watch it. There's a lot of adult humor in that you probably missed.
I don't know if you're talking about like all cartoons, I really liked the Angry Beavers a lot, or
me too.
Or maybe Dexter's Lab.
Dexter's good.
Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Cartoon Network had some good ones, but go 90s Nick all the way.
Yeah.
I don't know. I liked Cartoon Network. Man.
I wasn't a big Rugrats fan.
Fuck off.
I like it, but I wasn't a big fan of it.
I like Rugrats too.
You just don't understand.
I had to watch.
You don't understand.
I had to watch a fucking Passover episode every Passover.
You don't have enough tiny pickles in you.
I also liked Hey Arnold, and I liked
Hey Arnold was alright.
Doug. Those are probably my favorite Nick cartoons.
I don't like Doug.
Don't like the Beats, man? Not a fan of the Beats?
I don't know why I like Doug, because I watch it now and I'm like, why did I ever even like this show? It's like
I didn't like Hey Arnold when it came on, but as I watched it when I got older,
I could still watch
it. Got really into Hey Arnold.
Yeah. I agree with that.
That's a great show.
Well, when I got older and I discovered marijuana, I really liked SpongeBob. So
fucking men.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought you were about to say as I got older and I discovered hentai.
What?
So I discovered other cartoons.
Loco's over here watching La Blue Girl.
Old Bible Black looking ass over here.
All right.
Make me vomit.
Any last comments on Cuphead before we move on?
It's a good game. $20. Buy it. It's a lot of fun. If you
think
like
it'll
those
come out on
kinds of
Switch
games.
ever?
It's not going to come out on PS4. It's not going to come out on Switch.
No, that's a shame.
It's an Xbox exclusive. But hey, that's why they have PC for all their exclusives, because let's be honest, nothing on that system's really exclusive.
Wait, so Cuphead's only $20?
Yeah.
Damn, I might actually pick it up then. I was actually waiting because I'm kind of at that fringe point where I'm like, holy shit, it's bill time.
If you want to spend, I think if you want to spend $26, you also get the soundtrack.
I feel that I'm at that point of like, wow, I have like 3 games I really want to buy, but I'm moving in 2 weeks.
Oh yeah.
All right, let's move on. Call of Duty World War II beta. Here's some footage up for you. We're not gonna listen to it because it's just gunfire, and that would be inappropriate. So you played this too, Jerry, right?
Yeah.
I was just playing it a bit today. I didn't get too deep into it, but I actually really liked it, man. But I know you weren't the biggest fan of it.
Oh, the actual gameplay, it's a love-hate because the gameplay is actually not bad, especially because I'm not a huge Call of Duty fan, but like most of the gameplay was actually pretty solid. Port's a piece of crap for PC.
I didn't have those issues, but like I said, I noticed that there was a patch that I had to download. I don't know.
I mean, well, it's when it first came out, it was buggy beyond belief, but it goes deeper than just the client. Like, I mean, the netcode's not that great.
Yeah.
Yeah, like unless you have a very solid internet connection, it's really bad.
Yeah,
at times.
I was actually looking forward to like just trying out the open beta, but Hydro said in the Discord that he was it was like really bad and really choppy performance wise. So And then I was like, oh, okay. Well, I mean, I'm still gonna download it and try it out. And then like the next day, you were like, yeah, fuck this. I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm not even gonna.
Well, no, dude. When I first started trying it, it auto defaulted to my second screen. No matter what settings I put, whenever I'd open it, it would auto default to the second monitor. It would then go in. The first time I was ever trying to open it, just going through the accept beta conditions, it crashed twice. Just trying to accept the terms to like even start the game. Then finally they patched it, and now it always opens in windowed mode, split between both of my screens. And no matter what settings you could do to save it, it will always open like that. And then the other things, like other just little minor things, were like I made a video that was just like, to even exit the game, they hid it ridiculously. You have to go to the settings option and then go to main menu and then exit the beta, where the only options are play, settings, exit. Why is that screen even there?
Yeah,
I don't know. The port's just not nearly as good as it could have been. Like, if you compare it to Destiny, it's night and day.
Yeah, it's probably not as fluid as Destiny. I didn't have any issues with it, though.
It's the same publisher, though.
I didn't have any issues with it. I was running nice and smooth. I did have to play it in window mode because NVIDIA screen capture thing wasn't working on full screen. So I had to go. That's why you're seeing it now in windowed mode. I will say, though, that the one thing that I don't think translates well is that, like, it's Call of Duty, so it's super fast and like all about just submachine guns and machine guns, but the maps are real tight and corners. So when I think of World War II, I think of the M1, right? And just like plucking people from like pretty far away and like setting up shop and taking a more slow approach like Battlefield 1, which is why I love Battlefield 1, because it's like, that's how I like to play my first person shooters. I like Duty though. It does have its place. And I find that like the M1's pretty much useless in this game. You're pretty much just running around with machine guns. I only played Team Deathmatch. I didn't get to play the other modes.
The other modes are kind of fun. War was actually quite a bit of fun.
Which one?
But that's getting it's called War, but it's kind of more like Battlefield's old main mode. Right. Where, you know, you have a point, you're trying to get to the point, like capture the point, then you move on to the next ones like that.
Like a conquest.
That was
I see what you're saying. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Like they're old, like Bad Company 2, what the main mode was.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun. But like, yeah, I agree with you that it's you run SMG. The best rifle that I noticed in the beta or gun period was like that STG 44. But of course it's COD, so you have to play at least 10 hours to be able to get the gun to be competitive.
Yeah.
It was actually like that's why I was kind of really sad that the port came out so bad, is because the actual gameplay is not bad. I don't know if it's $60 worth in my opinion, because I will say, me playing it, like you were just saying, my thought was like, this is all right, but like now I want to go play Battlefield 1.
Now, I do have a question or observation. Really, do you guys think I'm to the point where if I'm going to play just a straight up competitive shooter like that, like just like team deathmatch PvP, like I'm to the point where I don't really want a level up system anymore that gates what equipment you can use or what you can unlock or what attachments you can use for certain guns. Like that just feels bad to me, especially when I know Call of Duty has never been really well known for its matchmaking, because you can have like 4th prestige level fucking 75s against brand new players.
Yeah.
That seems, I mean, the first day of the beta, I went as a level 1 and was matched with what half of the team was literally the highest you could have been at that point in the beta.
Yeah. I like the progression that Call of Duty does. I think it adds somewhat of a thing to it, you know.
I think the progression would be
gives
better.
You an idea it makes it somewhat worth $60 then.
I don't know. I think the progression would feel better if you were properly match made against other people that were your level.
Yeah, I think they do a pretty good job of it. I haven't had too much of an issue with it. It does happen once in a while, but it happens in almost every game that I've played. Like it just depends on whatever the random, like that, like when someone drops and then it's like a random, just anyone can come in. Sure, that
yeah,
that
I can't really say that based off of a beta too. You know what I mean? Like it's a beta, it's a really limited player base, and it's all off the first day. That's never gonna have a fixed elo or like MMR or anything like that.
Yeah, I will say that they completely ripped off Battlefield 1's.
The Q, the bayonet charge. Yeah.
Well,
and
no,
they made
also,
it a worse version.
Also, when you like load into the game where everyone's kind of standing around doing their pose, it's completely straight from Battlefield. It's the exact same thing. But I'm okay with that because Battlefield 1's awesome. I think Battlefield is just a better World War I game or World War II game so far. It's such a bigger
for
game.
Both of them.
It's just
I think it is too. To be honest, it's how it feels. Because the problem with COD is it's still, like you were saying, it's still too fast.
Yeah.
Which when you're bringing it back to that setting, that fast setting, just it doesn't click as well, right. At least in my head. Like it feels off.
Yeah. That being said, though, it is fun, and I do miss like the Call of Duty gameplay. Like, I like it fast. It feels weird with this type of guns and these type of settings. But maybe I'll get used to it because I loved World at War. I thought that was one of the better Call of Duty games, and I think this one is probably going to be better than that. So I probably will pick it up. I'll definitely pick this one up and play around with it because it's Call of Duty, and one thing that Call of Duty does right is its shooting. Its shooting mechanics are probably the best in class. It's so tight, and if you hit someone in the head, it's hitting them in the head.
Okay.
You could disagree. Okay. I think Call of Duty's shooting mechanics are the best.
CS,
versus CS. CS doesn't have ADS. Until Counter-Strike gets ADS, Call of Duty's is the best.
I'm sweating words. The best mechanic is literally you just pull down. That is the only mechanic in COD is you pull down to matter with recoil.
You got ADS. You tell Counter-Strike to put some ADS in. Then I'd probably go back to Counter-Strike. I don't like shooting like this, like my gun's like this. It feels so unnatural. I like to.
You do realize you can change where your view model is, right?
What do you mean? You can ADS? Am I missing something here?
You can change where your view model is in Counter-Strike. You can bring it in and out and move it around a bit.
You can aim down sights in Counter-Strike?
Not aim down sights, but you can move your view model. You can move your view model.
You can't aim down sights. That's what I'm saying.
No, because there's not a point to. All right.
Honestly, it changes the game. It's not a different.
Fair,
it's a different
but in COD, when are you ever aiming down your sights?
90% of the game. If you watch my gameplay,
it moves too fast to do that. At least with the maps that were out in this one, the maps are too small to ever bother doing that.
Especially with rifles. Submachine guns too. Here, I'm aiming down sights with my sub right here. This one I did really good in this map here, which is like, it's like a Normandy beach, but like when you pass the beach, you get into the bunker areas. I thought that map was actually really cool. I didn't like the snowy one. I thought that one was way too tight.
I forgot. I gotta aim down my sniper scope and quick scope every single time to make a shot accurate. Where the scope doesn't even go up, it just flashes, and then there you go. That's all of a sudden an accurate shot. Great mechanic.
That's Call of Duty.
Great mechanic.
I will fight that to the end. I think Call of Duty's shooting mechanics are far superior to Counter-Strike's. Far superior. Maybe not their recoil patterns. Maybe you can.
No, the recoil patterns are trash.
Maybe you can have a debate there. But it just feels so good. It feels so good. I just wish that it was a bit bigger, which I thought it was going to be this time around. I thought that's what they were hyping up this one to be. Yeah, this map is dope. It's got the that like building that's on fire that you can kind of camp out in, and you could hold this whole point down. And then over here, like if you're watching down here, that those are where the bunkers are, and that sets up an interesting game plan because you can come in with a few guys and you can pretty much hold down this whole corner of the map. But then you're kind of at a disadvantage because the other side, because it's an open field. Like if you're seeing now, it's all open right there. So you can kind of get in through there. And it's a pretty interesting map, the way that one's set up. It's something I haven't seen before. I just wish it was bigger. And I wish there was vehicles like Battlefield 1. You know, like it just feels like Battlefield 1 is just the bigger game. Like you just so much more to do. There's more players involved. That
feels like COD, does what they do every year, which is they rush to come out with a game and then it feels too small.
Yeah, it just feels small and tight. But maybe that's why it sells. I guess a lot of people like that.
Because they feel like they need to buy a new game every single year that just fragments their player base beyond all hell.
I think a lot of people are going to play this one. I think it's pretty hyped up.
Till next year.
You don't think this will be a bestseller?
No, I think it will be until next year. And then the next one will be a bestseller.
Yeah, man. That's the way it is. That's the way it is. Call of Duty and sports. Just every
Call of Duty and every single sports game ever. What was the last
Call of Duty? There was a Call of Duty last year? Which one was it?
Yeah. Infinite Warfare. And then it also had the Modern Warfare 2 release.
Too, but
you got 2 games in 1 year. And that's my biggest problem with COD is the fact that they do a yearly release schedule and sometimes putting out 2 games in 1 year.
The fact that they do?
Yeah, they do.
Did anyone else hear that?
No, dude, that it just it fragments the player base so fucking insane.
I don't give a fuck about their player base. Their player base sucks. I hate listening to them. I mute it and I just
you have to care about the player base if you want to play the fucking game.
No, I don't have to hear him talk.
If no one's playing the game, you can't play the game.
I don't want to hear him talk. No, there's always people playing. You can bet that. There will be people playing. I just don't care to hear about them.
Wayne loves the game, and he doesn't even care about their fucking community. So.
Not one bit. I just want to rip on some SMGs, and now I get to do it in World War II setting. I'm a happy man. Now, I don't know if this is a kind of game that I'm going to like the last one I had fun with, but I didn't play it that long. It kind of got old quick. And the one before that I didn't even play. Which one? Black Ops 3? Was that the last one? And then before that one was damn, there's so many Call of Duty games. I don't even know where we are in the timeline.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Is there a timeline? I thought we were just shooting shit constantly. Like legit, there's no timeline. I mean, there's direct sequels that
where are we?
Who even plays the campaign? Why are we even talking about a timeline? Multiplayer mode doesn't have a timeline.
Call of Duty hasn't had a good campaign since Modern Warfare.
So many Call of Duties, dude. There's not even funny.
Dude, when the nuke goes off in Modern Warfare, was it 1 or 2?
So many.
That was a great scene.
But that's my
point.
One
where you shot up the airport.
Okay.
That was God.
That was
no Russian.
Too soon.
No Russian. That is, oh man,
dude! I almost stopped myself, and then I was like, "Nope, gotta finish it."
Oh, that was Modern Warfare 2. That was that one.
That was,
but that's what I mean. Is that's my point. Is now there's 10,000 people playing Modern Warfare 2. There's 10,000 people playing Black Ops 3. There's 10,000 people playing Infinite Warfare, and now there will be 10,000 people playing this new one. Or you can have them all playing one game.
No, they'll all play this one for about a year, and then they'll go
until the next one, and then about half of them will move on.
Yeah,
I don't know.
They do it like that. They take like the Madden formula. They have the Madden formula. You just change some shit around, maybe add a new feature here, reskin it, send it out, and people will buy it.
Do they actually add new features though? They don't add new features.
Well, new features as in like now you can equip a third scope on your gun. You have fucking 3 scopes on your gun. Now you can
you can actually do that, by the way,
on your gun.
That was in the new one. That's what the perks are. Is now you can add 3rd attachments. Now you can add 4th attachments.
Yeah, that's what they do. They give you little tidbits here. And like the core game doesn't change like at Madden, right? It's still football. It's still at the NFL. You're just changing players, or you're maybe now you can juke 3 times instead of once, or something like that's how they change it.
So that makes more sense to me though, because rosters change, and it's a game based on rosters.
Yeah, But that you
shooters,
can say,
that still doesn't make sense to me because you can just have an update, a roster update.
Update the roster.
I'm not saying it makes entire sense. I'm just saying it makes more sense to me than just like, hey, we have a new shooter, skin's different.
They don't need to make sense with the amount of money that they make on this franchise.
And I also don't need to buy them, so
it does not need to make sense. No, you don't. You do not have to buy it. I probably will though, because I do like Call of Duty. I don't love it. I like it. It's just like it's one of those games that's just fun to hop in and just rip on for a little bit because there's no thinking involved. You're just running around shooting shit, and you can get pretty good at it. Some people make money at it too. There's a lot of people that fucking just all they do is play Call of Duty. It's absolutely insane. I think I would go insane if I played Call of Duty 24 hours a day. I would probably lose my mind. This is a cool map too. I don't remember which one this one. And you got to see a couple of those kill streaks, which they're all the same kill streak this year too.
Yep.
Except just a different type of bomb or a different type of skin on it.
Now it's a P-51 Mustang shooting you.
Yeah, everybody's psyched as fuck to get the dogs back. Are the dogs back?
I don't know if there are dogs. I didn't get enough time to play it.
If there aren't dogs, then they're doing it wrong. They should have brought the dogs
for
back.
sure. You definitely need dogs. All right, so let's real quick before we move on. I just want to see. Here you can see, by the way, in the video that they completely ripped off Battlefield 1.
Oh yeah.
Where is it? All right, so
I don't know. Did Battlefield 1 feel smoother to you doing that?
What?
The bayonet charge.
No, it was terrible. It's a janky thing, dude. It's super.
I know they're terrible in both, though. Is my problem. Like I was hoping if you're gonna rip it off, at least can you like make it feel good? And now it's just like nothing changes. You don't run faster or anything. You're going.
Yeah, I didn't even use a melee attack on. I haven't even used it yet. But I know Battlefield 1's is super janky. It's like it kind of lunges a little bit, but you could. Like, if you're, like, even, like, slightly aiming at the guy, you can still hit him. Like, it just kind of jerks into him, which is kind of lame.
Aim assist?
Yeah, it gives you, like, an aim. Sort of. It just kind of does it for you, as long as you're in the general vicinity of someone. So, say you're around, like, 3 guys, you could just spam F, and it just stabs all 3 of them. Call of Duty, it's never... It's probably the same kind of stabbing mechanic. I can
it
assume,
is.
Where it's just like
no, it basically is.
Just
like
clicks onto him.
They both feel like shit, to be honest.
So before it was Infinite Warfare, then Advanced Warfare, then Ghost, then Black Ops 3, then Black Ops 2, then Black Ops, then World at War. No, I'm sorry, I got that wrong. It doesn't have it. Oh, here we go. Okay, World War 2, Infinite Warfare, Black Ops 3. Advanced Warfare, Ghosts, Black Ops 2, Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops, Modern Warfare 2, World at War. World at War came out in 2008. Are you kidding me? That was before Warfare 2? Wow.
By the way, who's making this current Call of Duty?
One of the 4 companies that do it.
Yeah, because there's always it's like it trades off.
Yeah, they have like a development.
Treyarch, Infinity Ward, like.
Yes, Sledgehammer is making this one. Who made Advanced?
I mean,
Warfare.
to be fair, could you imagine how shitty the games would be if it was actually just one company pushing out the same game every year?
Well, that's how they push it out every year. It's a different company keeps making it.
Yeah, I know. Like I said, it would be extremely shitty if it was just all on the shoulders of one company.
It would work. Maybe it would work better if they did that. And they
I could see some more consistency. Yeah.
Make one game every 3 or 4 years.
That was what I say, but hey, I'm wrong apparently.
Into it. Maybe have an actual lifespan.
No, there's no lifespan.
That's what happened to it.
There's no lifespan in Call of Duty, man.
That's my point.
That's what happened to Assassin's Creed, though. It kept coming out to the point where people were like, "Oh, another Assassin's Creed? Who gives a fuck?"
Yep.
How many Assassin's Creed were there?
Time off?
I have a question.
No, there's still a new one coming. There's still a new one coming out that you can buy an $800 fucking box for.
We talk about that every episode. We talk about
dude,
that.
Because it deserves it, dude.
There was the original Assassin's Creed. There was 2. There was 2 spin-offs of 2.
Okay.
3, which was trash. 4, which was Black Flag, which a lot of people liked actually.
Then there's the spin-off of that too.
But the only reason that people really liked Black Flag is because it was a pirate simulator.
And the sea battles are actually pretty dope. But for Christ's sake, they're making a game based on that whole gameplay mechanic.
Yeah, there were 11 Call of Duties since this, with the same mechanics. There's been 11 since 2007. 2007.
Dude, what's the player base out of all of those?
I have no idea.
Because I was going to say there's been one Counter-Strike since then, and it's still the top playing game, basically. So
that's 11 games in 10 years.
What's hilarious is if you showed...
that's what I'm interested in. Yeah, because I know Valve's rolling in the dough.
Yeah.
Who makes more money? Counter-Strike? Just off straight fucking boxes?
Well, they make money off boxes, but every time you sell a skin, they also get a cut. Yep. If you just sell it in the marketplace, they get a cut. They get a cut off everything. It's kind of scummy, but I know they make a boatload of money.
They make all them pennies off of people selling cards.
Yeah.
But
I think it's
more than Call of Duty?
But
that's what I want to know. Is it more than the Call of Duty franchise? Because
it could. I don't know, to be honest. Call of Duty probably actually makes more, but for me, it's also like I think.
Well, you have to. It goes into the player base. You have to factor in advertising. You have to factor in development time and how much they pay their staff. They're not making a new CS:GO. They made CS:GO.
I'm just talking straight profit because, like, for me, it's comes down to I want an active player base. I don't want to wait a minute to play a match. I want to wait 5 seconds.
I'm just saying, when you add in like advertising, like CS:GO, how much do they spend on advertising? How much does Call of Duty spend every year on advertising alone?
Well, not only that, but
they make enough money off the games to cover it. But I mean, when it comes to total profits from the start of CS:GO and Call of Duty as a franchise, since the release of CS:GO, who's made more money? Who's made more total net profit?
Never mind. I was going to say, could also add in the Valve's lovely revenue source that they will never seem to get rid of, even though they really should have, of people who have to buy the account 5 times because they got fact banned. Looking at you cheaters.
You hacksaws.
I'm trying to figure out. I don't care anymore.
Yeah, I don't really care.
How much Call of Duty made last year, but it from what analysts are saying, Call of Duty Infinite Warfare retail sales are down nearly 50% from the Black Ops 3, which is the previous one, and you can guarantee you that they're down even further on this one around. They might not even break even on this one. That might not be a bestseller. It definitely might not be a bestseller. There is a lot of hate going into this one, especially the fact that it's battling against Battlefield 1. Which, in my opinion, is just a far bigger and better game that you can get cheaper now.
Yeah, you can right now you can buy Battlefield 1 for $60 with the season pass.
Yeah.
So all the content for it.
That's probably a better deal because it's probably a better game. You're gonna get so much more out of it.
Well, that's what always interested me. Like back in the days of Bad Company 2 or like Battlefield 3 versus COD, because that used to be a huge fight.
Yeah.
It always seemed like Battlefield was better to me personally because it was like, oh, here's a really complete game versus here's a game I have to buy every year.
Let's all
here's a really complete game that's going to last 4 years.
Let's all just take a sip for the franchise that was Medal of Honor. That's totally dead in the water.
I was never a fan of Medal of Honor.
No, it wasn't that bad. It was more campaign based. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that was back before.
Yeah, that was
early. Early Medal of Honor.
Go
back to like the birth, like the old school, like World War I and II games. Yeah, Medal of Honor was beating Call of Duty's ass. But
I will say, if you do want to buy COD, it is definitely a fun game. I would definitely buy the just console version. Because console, I can see that being a lot of fun. It's not going to have any of the bugs I ran into or like even a chance at it. The player base is going to be a lot better, and it is a fun experience if that's what you're into. I'd definitely buy console.
It's its own type of first person. I mean, it's like a sport. It's almost like a sports game, and that's kind of how they're treating it, which I'm not particularly mad at, because it does, like, that's just, if you want to get competitive with Call of Duty, it's like a sport. There's teams, you wear jerseys, you drink fucking Monster Energy drink, and you just rip Call of Duty. So if you're into that,
you gotta get that Monster and the Mountain Dew and the Doritos.
Yeah, I will say that it's a nice departure.
Weekend.
It is a nice departure from like the monotony that we've been getting with all the fucking shooting lasers and shit. Like, it was just getting out of hand. Getting back down to World War II does feel nice, and I think a lot of the players are gonna appreciate that. But I do think Battlefield 1, from what I've played, is just the better game. All right, moving on. Fortnite. You wanted to talk about Fortnite.
Yeah, has anyone else been playing that at all?
No, I was going to download it. I just haven't had time to get into it. But I do want to get into it on PS4, though, not on PC. PC later.
Okay.
I don't have I only have this one here at the office, so I don't get to play until I'm here, and I'm usually working. I got to change that. Once I change that, I'll probably get everything on PC again.
Yeah. What I would say is you're probably gonna have a good time with it on console, because that was my initial thought when I first started playing it. Is this is the console battle royale? Like, if that's what it felt like, because it is. A lot of the mechanics are simplified in comparison to, say, like PUBG or something like that. Like, there's a lot more variance in shooting, so you don't have to be as pinpoint accurate. Things like that. You can pick up a lot less. Things like that, but it's actually a lot of fun. Like, I've been having a lot of fun with it.
Wait a second. Hold on. I'm watching gameplay now. You airdrop in off of a bus that's attached to a fucking balloon?
Yeah.
This is like just a complete middle finger to PUBG at that point. I didn't realize it was that close to the game.
Yeah, and then you also... Didn't you do that in King of the Hill? And then you definitely also did that in Arma and Arma 2 and Arma 3. Oh, yes.
Look at the parachute. This is actually pretty funny. It does.
No, it's got its own charm to it.
Like, can you even go prone in that game? I don't even think you can go prone.
You can't go prone.
I imagine it's a lot faster paced.
It is.
You're definitely gonna probably want to play this over PUBG if you don't like playing fucking hide and seek.
Dude,
and like fucking
I'm
hiding
into this.
No, because that's what I was gonna say too. Is it is fun? Is like the couple of games I've won, they've taken 20 minutes.
Oh, nice.
Like, it's definitely a much quicker battle royale experience, and like it's kind of a lot of fun because it does have anti-camping mechanics in it, even though it does have camping mechanics in it. Like, it's a weird. Okay, so with this game, you can build stuff. You can build walls. You can build ramps, and like roofs and things like that. Like, there's an entire building system in it from the original Fortnite game, and it actually works really well. And it made its own little meta of usually people won't really use it until like it starts getting down to the smaller circles, and there's 5 to 10 people. You can see start like building become more of a thing. But, then there's also things like rocket launchers and grenade launchers and grenades and stuff that will just blow up that entire place. So sometimes you don't want to be hiding, because if you're just hiding, you can just get blown up. I don't know. It's kind of a fun, lot more arcadey. The mechanics, like gun mechanics, feel good enough. They're not amazing, but they feel good enough. And it's kind of, I don't know, the little rewards like while you're playing the game of like, okay, you find a regular weapon and then you find a green weapon and then you find a blue, purple, stuff like that. That feels kind of like nice, but it's rewarding enough to win.
I would also think that this would be if you want to try out that battle royale experience, like but you don't have a really good processor or a really good PC, that this would actually be the experience for you, or the game that you would want to play. Because I imagine that in Fortnite, there's not like all the ridiculous like Arma bullet physics, like calculating, having to calculate bullet drop over. Like,
still do have bullet drop, but not to the same extent, because that's what got PUBG up in arms. Is it's both off of the Unity engine. So that's why they were so concerned, is because Fortnite's coming out from Epic, who is the people who make the Unity engine. And then PUBG just bought a version of it from Epic Games.
Yeah, that's what I didn't understand about that argument. It didn't make any sense to me. It's like, yeah, well, they're gonna, of course, use their own engine that they made. You know what I mean?
Well, that was some of the counter arguments I've heard too. It's just like, well, you know, you could have, you know, also made your own engine if you cared that much. Because if we're being honest, PUBG, while it's a great game, a lot of it is just like borderline almost asset flipping.
Yeah.
Like the engines bought from Epic, a lot of the things in the game are just Unity store bought stuff. Like a lot of the cosmetics and things, it's just straight bought from Unity.
That's what I don't understand why they were they were so upset about them using their own engine that they built. Of course they were gonna do that. Like that's what I didn't get. Now I understand like it's a similar game type, but
I think it
using their engine that they made.
Yeah.
So of course that they're going to use it.
Yeah,
that's a weird argument.
I will say I think it does actually have more than enough to differentiate them. Just because it is a much faster, like there is a variance in it, like the way you can level up your weapons, kind of, or find better ones and things like that. It's different.
In this video we're watching, this person's just like plowing through walls, like he's just chopping walls down and just
everything's breakable, and then you can use that to you break things down into materials that you can then use to craft. But like, say someone builds like a couple of walls to defend them at the end, you can still shoot them and break them down. You can break them down with, you know, the pickaxe thing you start with at the beginning, which is your melee weapon, or you can just lob grenades and just blow them up, things like that. Like, it's really kind of cool that like a lot of the world that you can actually change. So it's been a lot of fun, actually. It was a lot more fun than I expected it to be.
Yeah, it actually looks super interesting to me because I have a lot of issues with PUBG. One being that the matches take way too long. It's just too slow. So just making a faster version of that, and I don't mind the art of it. It is a little Team Fortress like, but it does look it looks pretty cool. I like the building too. I definitely want to try this out. I'm gonna download this.
The build, yeah. I wasn't sure how I was gonna feel about the building, but I kind of like it because like it's nice. You can just like, once you start getting the control, you can just switch it instantly to like start building a ramp and then drop back. And while the ramp's still building, you can still run up it. So like, say you see someone, you can just make a high ground just like that, like instantly, and then go after them, stuff like that. Another thing that I thought was pretty cool was they never mention this, and I have no idea how many they are, but they do have some cosmetic upgrades you can get. But they never tell you, and you can only get them through winning. So like once you've won a game, you start out by getting an umbrella instead of a glider to drop down, like things like that. They have like little hidden incentives, which I think is kind of cool.
Nice. And it's free.
Yeah. Like for a free game, it's actually really impressive.
Nice. I hope it becomes popular. I'm going to try it out. I definitely want to play it. It looks now the shooting mechanics I could definitely say are a little bit different.
Oh yeah,
a little bit different.
It's a lot more RNG based on like the rifles and things like that.
Yeah.
Like sniper rifles, they're pretty accurate, but they have bullet drop. But you can only like the lowest tier rifle or sniper rifle you can get is blue. But like there is a big difference in the colors or like the rarities of the weapons. So like a common weapon's pretty RNG based, like you can use it pretty accurately, but it's still got a lot of variance to it versus, you know, say like a blue version of it, or even like a legendary is like pinpoint. Nice. So like it's kind of cool in that, so you can like get little minor advantages through that, but also if you outplay someone, then you can take their stuff and become better, things like that. Like I think that's kind of cool instead of just like, cool, I got a scar.
Right. All right, cool. Damn, we're already an hour in. Moving on, let's get to gaming news.
Yeah, I was gonna say, talked about fucking Call of Duty for goddamn 45 minutes.
Call of Duty.
Hey, dude, we're actually talking about video games.
All right. Neo coming to PC in November. I'm pumped about this. I'm probably not gonna buy it because I already have it for PS4, but it's excellent game.
It depends on a couple things. It depends on pricing, if the DLC is going to be bundled with it, and also mod support. Like what kind of mods it might support.
You're saying it depends if you buy it?
Yeah, if I rebuy it, because I already have it.
Is it coming to Steam?
Yeah,
I would imagine
Steam sale.
Yeah.
I'll probably pick it up on a Steam sale.
Yeah, if you don't have any, if there's no rush for you to get it, then wait for Steam sale. But if you like Dark Souls, get this game right now. It's so good.
I have still never played Dark Souls.
Oh, all right. You can just leave the show then. We'll see you later. Bye.
Yeah, what?
Fuck?
It's on my list of games to play.
Skyrim's Creation Club enters beta, offers survival mode free for starters. Skyrim Creation Club.
Yeah, it better be free is all I'm saying.
Dude, the fucking
how much more can they milk the Skyrim kit?
Same way they Creation Clubs for all of them.
Yeah. Creation Club is literally
if it's anything,
every Bethesda game is going to be
If it's anything like Fallout, well, now you know that one mod that you could get that changed your weapon colors for free. Now you can pay 50 cents for that.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, I think Creation Club is a terrible idea. I don't support it at all, but I guess people will buy it, or people will buy into it.
I mean,
somebody will.
With Fallout, I tried all of them, like just to see what they were basically, because like the promise of the Creation Club with like the more expensive ones was it was supposed to come with like a quest. There was supposed to be a story behind it, like it was like a mini content patch almost. Like they added this cool item, but there's supposed to be, a little tiny storyline that goes with it that you have to do, so you have some more content that goes with it instead of just you get it. So far most of them have just been a joke. Like they've just been kill this one guy. There you go, you did it.
Yeah, I expect
So when does Skyrim come to iOS?
After the TI-84 release. Okay, it's pending.
Yo, did you see the picture of Skyrim, the SNES the SNES box art they made?
Yeah.
I put that in our Discord for anyone who wants to go to our Discord and see it.
Oh yeah, follow the Discord, link in the description. Please go there. Darkest Dungeon is coming to Switch. Never played this one, but I am now willing to. Now that it's on
it would be a really good game on the Switch.
Yeah, that's why I never picked it up on PC, because it doesn't look like a game I would play on PC. You know what I mean? Like that I would actually sit down, turn my PC on, and play. It looks more like I'll just pick up a Switch and run into a couple rounds.
Dude, more indies, that you can just take on the go.
Nindies, Doobie.
The Nindies, man. Speaking of Nindies, I hope that's next on your news. The Stardew Valley.
No, I didn't put it on there because didn't I put that on there last week?
Yes. The release date got announced.
You did. All right, what's the
but the release date got announced. October 5th, Thursday.
October 5th.
Stardew Valley. That's I think that's gonna be a big seller.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a big seller, even though I believe a game like Darkest Dungeon is actually better optimized for the Switch.
Oh yeah.
Control wise.
They're gonna people are gonna be like, I can finally play Harvest Moon again. Yes, please.
That's a game that they seem to really milk too, Stardew Valley. I see it all the time.
It's
that's
really
because it's
good.
Just so goddamn good.
Yeah.
Is it?
And it just And
all of us like it a lot.
Yeah, they just exclusively released it on, PC. And so slowly over time, everybody's like, well, I want to play Stardew Valley. But even though, to be honest with you, you don't even really need that good of a PC to play it.
Nah.
No.
I mean, this is one of those games that could actually run on a TI-84.
But I'm going to be right back. I'm going to show you how much I do like Stardew Valley.
I was just going to say, I got 214 hours in it.
But the fact that you can now take it on the go is like a big selling point that a lot of people are going to like.
I'm going to check. I'll definitely check it out.
I'm surprised Terraria is not on the Switch yet.
I'm sure it will be.
I wouldn't be surprised if it did come to it. It's a pretty big game.
I thought those two games were the same game for the longest time.
No, honestly,
they've definitely different games.
It took me a while to get into Stardew Valley, but yeah, it's definitely like for $15, it's a lot of fun.
Well,
it's a great little game for that. No, it's more kind of. It's more like Harvest Moon.
Yeah,
like it's farming and
okay.
dungeon exploring.
Terraria
There's
is more
dungeon
like
exploring. Yeah, there's dungeon exploring, and then but it's mostly still just farming.
Now, what kind of
Did
you buy that?
This is literally my favorite fucking shirt that I own now.
That's from the Yeti, right?
That is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
it
I
was
love
during
the
well, I think it was. I don't think it was SGDQ.
Hold
but,
it up again. Hold it up again.
Might have been one of the GDQs.
Yeah, one of them.
Trust me, I've got enough shirts from GDQs and
Yeah.
RPG limit breaks.
That's pretty dope. It's got that whole heavy metal, that death metal look going.
That fucking brutal death metal bullshit. But yeah, dude, Stardew Valley's awesome. Buy it.
All right,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to buy it then. Jeez.
Yeah.
I will.
Fucking buy it. You should have bought it already.
I thought it was a fucking kids game. I didn't know it was a serious game until you guys just told me just now.
I mean, it's a serious kids game, but it's still a lot of fun.
Oh, it is?
I mean,
I'm into it.
you're farming and then you're getting married and you're growing up.
Maybe Kate will like
you're growing up.
Kate
Oh, she'll probably love it.
Games
I love it. This game, dude, and they're fine. I can't wait for multiplayer. I don't care.
I cannot wait for multiplayer.
They're finally adding multiplayer, so now all of us can form a little hippie cult and just live out our lives farming.
That actually sounds awesome. You guys gonna get it on Switch?
No,
I don't have a Switch.
Yeah.
Even if I did, probably not. Because I have it on PC.
If I bought a Switch, I would actually get it though.
I'll probably get it on Switch.
You have no interest in getting a Switch?
I don't have no interest. I just there hasn't been enough that I want to play yet to justify the cost for me personally.
Yeah, I hear you. On that.
Not till probably next year.
Yeah, next year I can probably definitely see myself getting one.
Definitely wait.
But it's like I got to play through all of Zelda with a Wii U, so like that, that was the big thing that I would have bought it for.
I will say, I want to get FIFA on the Switch, but I will say that the library is starting to nicely come together. I got Splatoon 2, which I still regularly play, Sonic Mania, which I still play,
Arms,
Mario
which
Kart.
you don't play.
Arms, which I traded. I traded
definitely
in
don't
Arms.
play.
Really?
Can I sell mine even though I just downloaded it? I'll trade you.
I still play Splatoon 2.
Yeah, I like
Splatoon.
I really like that game.
Me too.
And then Mario Odyssey in like 3 weeks. I think Mario was in like 3 weeks.
What else do I play? I still play.
Amped.
Loco got me into what's that game called? Binding of Isaac. That's like my train game that I play on the train.
There you go.
Fuck, I love that game.
Yeah, dude, because you can do like a little 20-minute run.
Yep. That's a perfect commuting game.
Yeah, if you're really good at the game, it turns into like an hour-long run. But still.
Usually what happens is I'll play it.
Okay, Northern Lion.
I'll get pretty good. Like I'll get pretty far in a level. If I'm like doing something, I'll pause it until I get home and then finish it. All right. Here we go. Destiny 2 patch adds factions and balance tweaks. There you go. I haven't downloaded this patch yet. I didn't know this is the thing.
Yeah, when I first looked at this, just the news title, I was like, oh, so they're adding faction grinding, but that's really kind of not what it is. You just pick 1 out of 3 factions, and I think all your rep that you gain, all your faction rep, just goes to 1 faction that you pick.
I got a question.
I was like, oh, they added like they probably added like 4 or 5 different factions, and you got to grind faction rep with all of them to unlock all the stuff. No, you just pick 1 faction.
Just give me vanilla WoW faction grinds again.
I got a question. Are you guys planning on getting Destiny 2 now that all the
I've already pre-ordered it.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm probably honestly still. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't pre-order it, but I'm probably still gonna get it.
I pre-ordered it back like when it first appeared on the Blizzard launcher, when they were like, hey, you want to pre-order? I was like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and now that it's been out, fucking hype's fucking draining out of it, and all like my dick's getting soft, and I'm getting.
I'm probably skipping. I'm probably skipping it only because I have so many other things to play, and I'm just not gonna want to dedicate as much time as I probably need to in Destiny 2.
You won't.
Fair.
It doesn't feel like it's not a bad grind. At least until you get to the point where you start to raid. It's after that becomes the real grind. That becomes the part where you're just like, do I just want to continually hold down R2 this entire fucking 12 hours I'm about to play? Because that's all it is. But maybe others will disagree. Moving on.
Yeah, I stand by my words. I'm gonna buy it for PC because that port just felt good enough that I think even if I just play it with PvP, it's worth it to me.
Yeah, that I want to see. I hope that turns out good because then I will get it on PC and just grind up in PvP because that's all I want. I want just a better PvP. It just doesn't feel. It's just not there yet.
Dude, PC. It felt like everything you wanted Halo to be for PC.
Yeah. I'm pumped. Bootleg Star Fox 2 carts are already up for sale.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah,
this is hilarious.
Okay, the SNES Mini is running off of the same exact board the NES Mini is running off of, so it's no surprise people were able to hack into it, rip the ROM right out of the damn thing, put it onto their PC. Then it's not that hard from that point to just put it onto a small little board to put onto a SNES cart that you can easily make for pretty cheap. And they're selling them for $65 a piece, which none of the money goes to the developer. The money goes to the person who took 5 minutes of their time to do this.
I just think it's hilarious because we literally called this as soon as we read the news about the SNES Mini, and they were like, "Oh, and this is going to have Star Fox 2." I was like, "Well, you're going to be able to download fucking Star Fox 2 fucking the next day."
It's no surprise.
Check out my SNES Mini. Isn't it great?
Oh, your Raspberry Pi?
It's a Raspberry Pi, yeah.
Oh, did you actually buy one? No, you didn't. You bought a Raspberry Pi and made your own menu.
The scalpers got. I'm glad the scalpers got fucked, because they actually did order enough. Apparently, a lot of stores were getting like 100 SNES Minis. I know people who walked in like an hour after they opened, and there was like still 40 just sitting there available.
Oh, really?
Yeah, apparently, I'm not sure. Like all areas were properly stocked, but a lot of areas were stocked enough where if somebody really wanted it, it wasn't that hard to get it.
I'm gonna find out right now if there's any in stock near me. Amazon.
Are you gonna get one?
Oh wait, no, they're all out of stock. They're all out of stock.
Yeah, you're probably better off going
if
into
it was
like
in stock, I would
like a store.
I don't.
You're
feel
probably
like
better
I'm
off
not
like
gonna
walking
like
to a Walmart or something.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go.
And I mean, they're gonna restock. They're gonna
restock
restock them soon. They said that more stock's on the way. I'm not shocked. I mean, they probably learned their lesson from the NES Classic that nostalgia sells hard.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool thing. Like I'd probably get it, and maybe if I like it, I'll keep it, or if not, I'll just give it to my brother or something. It's like a nice little gift thing.
There you go, Christmas present.
Yeah, if you can get one, but it looks like they're all out of stock now. Okay, autoplay. Let me see if I can hit this, baby. Let's go. We got this, dog. We can do this. Where's it at? Let's go, GameSpot. My nemesis, GameSpot.com. We can
Dude, autoplay on every single
GameSpot.ign.theverge.polygon.com.
Got it, baby.
At least GameSpot, they're all at the very top.
Yeah.
So as soon as you load in, you know immediately where it is.
Oh, then it hits you with the ad. I keep forgetting that. Final Fantasy 15's latest update adds story content to Chapter 12. One of the few.
I mean, I don't know if anybody.
It's interesting. They added it. Apparently, it explains like some of the backstory that they didn't properly really explain about why some of the things are happening.
Are you gonna get it?
Well, I mean,
it's a free update.
Free update. Plus, the multiplayer is coming soon, which apparently takes place during the I think it's like a 15-year break between like chapters 13 and 14. And like, that's kind of like where I want to see when the world goes to straight hell, that they didn't show any of it. I kind of want to, I'm hoping the multiplayer is fun. So we'll see. I mean, the nice thing is they're still adding content to it.
I haven't even played 15, to be honest with you.
I still have to play the latest DLC. I haven't played it, even though I have the fucking season pass.
I haven't finished it.
Get it for
finished it, man. So I'm still like
it's honestly it's probably not even that long of a JRPG, is it? It's probably only like 30 hours.
If you don't really want to do all the side quests, you can breeze through it pretty quickly.
It's also kind of one of those RPGs that there's a lot to do if you want, you know what I mean? So you could easily get sidetracked.
That's what I did.
Ending up happens to me, and then I kind of get bored and then move on.
It's like, oh man, I can do all of these hunts.
Like
I can go after all of these weapons.
I fished for like 2 hours.
They're adding 2 more fish. Like I have to get those.
What? 2 more?
What?
2 more bass?
More?
Dude, but are you going to do it in VR?
Yeah, I was about to say VR fishing,
God
though?
damn it.
That's the hit of E3, Sony Big Bass Fishing, Final Fantasy XXXX,
It shit upset me so much I wanted to spit. They showed Final Fantasy shit, and then they were like, "It VR fishing." It's like, what the fuck, man? Fuck off.
Of course, dude. We Shop channel is closing down, and this will lead us into our deep topic as well. Oh wait, never mind. We got a couple more news topics to get to.
Can we just, the We Shop music is a banger, and if you've never gone and looked up the We Shop Bling video.
Yeah, no, all of the We Shop parody, dude, spot on, just crisp.
We Shop Bling is the best one though.
But
it's so good.
I mean, this is news. I mean, I did put it in here, but that's still quite a ways off. I mean, there's a lot of virtual console titles. I think there's something like
2019, January 31st, 2019.
Yeah, 2019.
Yeah, maybe that's when they give us virtual console on the fucking Switch.
Yeah,
dude, you just gotta wait till this console that came out in 2011 is done.
Now, let's be honest. The virtual console is nothing but the SNES, NES minis, the N64 mini. That's totally gonna happen next year.
I would get that. Mainly because there's not really that good at emulation.
But to be fair, though, what real titles could they put on it? Like 20 titles would be like almost half of its library. Not to mention they can't put any rare games on it because Microsoft owns that. So maybe they'll have DK64, but no GoldenEye.
Yeah, and they're not going to put anything that they remade or re-released on 3DS.
No Perfect Dark. Maybe
they probably wouldn't.
But they will have the best game of all time, Star Fox 64.
You would get Star Fox 64, Super Mario. You would get Super Mario 64.
Wait, that's rare.
No, it's rare.
Yeah, it's rare. You would get Super Mario 64. You would get
Yoshi's Story.
Probably Super Smash Brothers.
You would get
Yoshi's Story. You could get Yoshi's Story.
I'd be into that.
You'd get Mischief Makers probably, which is an underrated game. That's one of my favorites.
Snowboard Kids. Forgot about that. That's a reference right there. I'll give you that one. Snowboard Kids.
Yeah.
Hold on, I gotta Google that really quick.
You'll get Quest 64.
Oh fuck that game.
I remember that.
That fucking
dude.
with the big
Mystical Ninja. Fucking Gomon Mystical Ninja. I don't know.
They probably put Pilot Wings on there too. Pilot Wings 64.
What if they beat Sony, just beat Sony to death, and they're like, no, we just own Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 now.
Just put on Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2.
All right, tech news. A couple things on tech news. Pixel 2 could launch in 2 weeks. Pixel 2 XL next month. What? Looking at the Pixel 2 leaks, looks nice. It do look nice. I could definitely.
It looks like a nicer version of the one I already have without a headphone jack.
Yeah, it definitely does. It definitely does. Well, I saw one. It was like black and white with like an orange button. I would be hype on that one. That one looked really nice. I will say it's got some big fat bezels on it from this leak.
It does. No, it does. I don't know. Personally, I wouldn't buy the Pixel 2 because it doesn't have a headphone jack, and I'm still content with my Pixel 1. So
there you go.
I'm still following it though. 810. I don't know. I honestly have no idea.
Those Snapdragon ones?
Yeah, it's Snapdragon. Pretty sure it's a Snapdragon. Yeah, it's good enough. Like, it's more than fast enough for me. So, like, honestly, I have been following it more just because I know I'm going to get all of the updates that they're putting on the Pixel 2, basically software-wise.
Did you get the Oreo yet? You did, right?
Yeah, I've had that for like a month now.
Yeah, you're lucky because fucking Android, the way they release their updates are so weird. You still don't have Oreo on Samsung.
What are we still on? What are we?
No, it's that has a lot less to do with Google and a lot more to do with the carriers.
Yeah, I don't know.
Fuck you guys! I want some Oreos now.
I know. It looks nice. I am hyped for this Pixel 2. It does look nice. I want to know if the camera is going to be better because Pixel 2, the Pixel camera is dope. I want to know if
this camera is really nice. Yeah. I don't know, dude. To be honest, like I'm hoping it will, but I think Apple's going to have the lead for a while again. like maybe like a solid 6 months to a year.
If anything, it'll probably match the Apple fucking, what the fuck is it called? The 10 camera. That's probably what it would match. They're probably using all the same camera tech, to be honest. They probably all have like, it's all just software at this point.
No, like that was why I'm happy with this, dude. This camera's fucking fantastic.
Yeah, it's a good camera, man.
And the phone's just good. But like the 2 I'm definitely interested in. It's really cool. I'm still just pissy about headphone jack if it actually ends up not having a headphone jack.
Yeah, I don't think it will. Pixel event is happening just 2 days from now, but it sounds like we'll have to wait at least 2 more weeks after that before the first device starts shipping. Maybe we'll do a live reaction to the Pixel.
We could do that because I'm more interested in.
We did it for Apple. I think we should do it for Pixel.
What would that be? Wednesday? I could do that Wednesday. What I'm more interested in is some of the things that the other rumors, because there's other rumors that they're going to try to release more of the Alexa type competitive stuff, like more home stuff. Yeah, because Amazon just dropped a crap ton of cool stuff. Like what? Yes.
The problem
before.
The problem with the Amazon stuff though is like, I don't know if I want to buy Amazon Alexa stuff because I have the Google Home, and the one thing that did look cool was like the Alexa Home or something. It was like a tablet thing, which was pretty cool, and they had that whole YouTube thing where you couldn't play. Google was mad at.
Oh, the show.
Yeah, Google was mad at them for putting it on there. They were like,
"Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that thing," but I honestly, I think Alexa's better.
Oh,
like as a service, I think it's better, to be honest.
I haven't really used it. I have no idea. I do know that Google's Assistant is pretty damn good.
They're both,
So it's like, can you get better than Google service? I don't know, but I hear Amazon's is good too.
It depends. Google's is definitely a lot better for asking questions, or like, I mean, go figure. Google is better at Googling something, but for like, since Alexa was out a lot more or earlier, it's got a lot more cross-play with it. Like it works with if this then that, like things like that. You can use it a lot better as a smart home hub almost.
Right.
So that you can pair it. Right. So you can it works really well with that kind of stuff for like, turning your lights on and off, turning your TV on and off, things like that. It works really fantastically.
I bought my Google Home last Black Friday, and it still doesn't change Google things. Like I'll be like, hey Google, put this channel on YouTube on my TV. It'll be like, what? Google, please, let's watch this channel, this specific video on this specific TV. I'm sorry, I can't do that right now. It's just so frustrating because that's why I bought it. I wanted it to be that smart
to work with like Chromecast and stuff. Yeah,
because I had at the time I had the Android. I was running Windows, and I wanted to be able to seamlessly do all that stuff. Run Plex, and just say put on Get Out, the movie Get Out on my TV, and it still doesn't do that. It can. It just doesn't do it yet. It just doesn't. It's not there yet. Where I hear Amazon, that's where Amazon kills it. So that is interesting.
They do that stuff great. So that's why I'm interested to see that side of it, because they could. That's all based off of rumors, basically. So I'm really interested to see that side. Because also, I mean, like the Chromecast Ultra is a really good device, but now that's also competing with the Fire Stick, or not the Fire Stick, but the new Fire TV that just dropped. Yeah. Like if you're going for a TV product, Fire Stick and the new Roku just made really nice machines really cheap.
Yeah, I have the that one's pretty cheap. I have the Shield, which I now use, the NVIDIA Shield, which I now use a lot more than my Chromecast, because I don't have the Chromecast Ultra, so it doesn't output like the 4K HDR stuff.
Right.
So they're gonna have to figure something out like that. As long as it's seamless between Chromecast and the Google Home, then I'd be happy.
That'd be great, yeah.
But it's not. What the fuck? It's been almost a year. It's been so long. They need to fix that. And now they just added multi-user support, which is pretty cool, but it doesn't fucking work right. It's just so janky. I don't know. All my Google Home really is a $100 weather machine. I wake up in the morning, I ask Google what the weather is, and that's all that I use it for, or my calendar sometimes.
Can it work with like news?
Yeah, it does news. Yep.
I can say, tell me the news. I do that a lot too. Yeah.
Give you like NPR, like the latest NPR news and stuff, which is fucking dope. I do use it for that too.
Can you like choose? Can you choose your news sources? Okay.
Yeah, you got to do it with the Google app. Like you put it in pre thing, and that's how it works. It does Spotify too really well, but I don't listen to Spotify. Like I want to say, hey Google, play this song on Spotify on my TV, so it comes through my entertainment center. Doesn't do it. That's the kind of stuff that it needs to be getting done. Now, this on the image down below right here, you can see that's the newest leak of the phone. I don't know if it's a real leak. I don't know how much weight you could put into it, but this one has significantly less bezels.
The one from Evie. Yeah. I trust the one from Evie a lot more because that guy's got an immaculate track record of leaking phones regardless of the manufacturer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this looks nice. That
looks nice. No, that the second one is like, oh, now I'm a little jelly.
Yeah.
The first one, if it's just a bigger version of what I already have, I'm not jelly.
But like I said with the iPhone 10, the problem with these weird aspect ratios is when you go full screen like that, you're cutting footage off. You're cutting the top and the bottom off. So when you go down to native resolution, you're actually getting a smaller screen size compared to like a bigger phone. So hopefully that stuff gets worked out. I will say though, it is sleek looking. That is sleek looking. I want to see if it has any type of like home like a security, like how there's like Touch ID or Face ID. I want to see if Google implements their own, or if it's just gonna have the thing on the back, which probably it is.
Probably just gonna have the thing. It's probably just gonna be their version of Touch ID.
Yeah. All right, moving on. Twitter adds 280 characters, which is actually awesome.
That was big news. Yeah.
This is actually awesome. I was able to do it the other day. You can go on my Twitter at Wayne Makes. Dude,
so if you want to talk discrimination, it's only out for iPhone right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, so
if you want to use it on anything other than an iPhone, even like a computer, you have to do the hack.
That's how I did. I did it with a little hack. I didn't know you could do it on iPhone.
It's still even rolling it out slowly. Like not even everyone with an iPhone can do it yet. I'm just like,
yeah,
why?
I think only certain accounts can right now. I think only featured accounts.
Yeah.
But I will say, you can convey so much more in 280 characters than you can in 140. 140 is actually quite limiting.
Yeah, it's less than a text message.
Yeah, 280 is definitely much, much better. I love the 280 because now you can add a link and get your thought out that you want to get out, or say, hey, visit this.
Well, link shorteners, like when you put in a link, it doesn't count as much as it used to.
Right.
True.
But it still counts.
I liked when they made the change. Like his press statement was about how the reason why they're also doing that is, hey guys, this is the World Wide Web. I mean, I'm paraphrasing extensively here, but hey guys, this is the World Wide Web. We don't all speak English.
Yeah. Yeah, so they were saying Japan and China can convey much more in 140 than the US can, which is true.
Like his point is there's different languages affect that character limit a lot.
Yeah. I think it's crazy it took this long.
Well, I thought it was funny that the rumor was that they were talking about making it a 10,000 character limit.
Oh my God.
And then drew it all the way back to 280.
Jesus Christ. No way.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm really hyped to watch the new internet comment etiquette videos now.
Yeah. Well, I heard someone saying
this?
too.
Are you excited for this new 280, dude? Are you gonna be tweeting so much more now?
Honestly, I don't give a shit about Twitter, but
that's fair.
Honestly, I don't even give a shit about Facebook either. But anyway,
I use Twitter more than I use Facebook by far, to be honest.
By the way, if you guys want to know who uses the No Life Twitter account, it's me, because these bums have no.
It's mostly I do it sometimes.
Network.
Yeah,
I'll use it once in a while.
Yeah, I use it every now and then. I don't know. I started following a lot more people, and I've started using it more then. But I still don't talk that much.
Like
I like it.
I am not your social media person ever, ever, dude. I don't even do my own social media. Like I have a Twitter that I never check. and I have a Facebook that I check only because I feel obliged to check it.
I wish I could get rid of all my other social media and just have Twitter, as I like it so much.
Same. If I have to choose one, I choose Twitter.
Yeah, it's just so much cleaner and it's quick, and I don't know. I love Twitter. I'm surprised more people don't use just Twitter. Like, it's crazy how Facebook is so toxic and just so annoying, full of fake news. Where Twitter, it's so easy to bypass that stuff because you follow the right accounts. You know what I mean? Like, you're not following, like, your aunt's not on there. Your racist uncle, they're not on Twitter. You know, it's
my uncle is a great man.
Listen, man, the Facebooks said that they're taking this.
Oh, that's our next story
too.
That's our next story. Let's lead us in.
Oh yeah.
So Facebook
Look at this.
is sorry. We're sorry.
And also definitely not trying to plan a run for president.
We're sorry.
At all. Definitely not.
Who would Facebook?
Having fun there for all of the audio listeners. Wayne has just been rubbing his nipples for about a minute and a half there.
Dude, who is their running mate going to be? Comcast? Who's he going to go to?
He's got nothing.
You know what's funny is that he apologized on Twitter.
Yeah.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Let me hit up that tweet longer.
Scrolling down the article, it is just a verified Twitter account from Mark Zuckerberg.
And then he posted on Instagram, "Fuck you."
All right, hey, here's the thing. Tonight concludes Yom Kippur, the holiest day of the year for Jews. When we reflect on the past year, I ask for forgiveness for our mistakes. For those I hurt this year, I ask for forgiveness, and I will try to be better. For the ways my work was used to divide people rather than bring us together, I ask for forgiveness. I will work to do better. May we all be better in the year ahead, and may you all be inscribed in the book of life. Now, Mark Zuckerberg, he gets a lot of shit, right? He created this beast called Facebook, so he gets a lot of shit for it. I think, now this is what I think. I think him running for office would be so detrimental to Facebook, it would destroy the whole platform. So I hope he runs. Because you think it's bad
I can get
now.
down with that.
You think it's bad now with politics. Wait till this guy runs for office. Are you kidding
me? Well, no,
me?
he's been distancing himself from running it, basically.
You think he'll quit?
I think he's already been half for doing charity work.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think he could. Don't get me wrong, there's still definitely gonna be a heavy bias there, but I don't know. I'm in that conspiracy theory camp of I think he's going to try to run for something at some point. Yeah,
I know who would make a great running mate for Mark Zuckerberg. Tom from MySpace.
Oh my God. That'd be great. I would vote for them.
Bro. Mark and Tom, 2020.
I'm voting for them right now. Actually, I'm gonna write it in.
Wayne, is it you that always throws up Tom's face in fucking Discord?
No, that's not me. I don't know who that is.
I do that sometimes. Whenever you try to shorten tomorrow to Tom.
Dude, I will just fucking randomly see Tom's face, and I'm just like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah, no,
dude die, Jesus.
I started doing that because everyone's all of a sudden been on this trend of saying tomorrow is Tom. So I'm just like, Tom?
Yeah, Mark Zuckerberg.
The cabinet top 8, it's gonna be great.
He'll get. I don't know. He's so out of touch with what's really going on. It's not even funny. I don't think he'll get anywhere. But I definitely think that if you think Facebook is bad now, when he runs, it will be just disastrous, which might be fucking awesome. It might be awesome. I don't know though, because so many people only use Facebook. There's people that don't even use they don't even go online. They just use Facebook.
No.
Millions.
Just scary as fuck, but
it's crazy, dude. It is crazy. And he has everyone's everything. He knows everything about anyone who uses Facebook. So he'll know how to target the right kind of message. He's getting ready, dude. There's no reason for him to come out, be super public these days. I just saw a picture of him helping out some fisher. He was fishing
he's been doing that for the last year. He's just been going around and meeting the people who use his product, quote unquote.
Yeah. He's getting ready, dude. And I'm not mad at. I mean,
dude, we live in the world of Trump. Yeah, anyone can run.
Right. At least he's a smart guy, right? At least he's one of the more successful people that we've seen in the government. Honestly,
I think if he doesn't, other technocrats going to. Like, there's no reason for him not to, just because, like, I mean, when you look at it, I mean, God, Facebook, Amazon, all of the technocrats, dude. Like, Amazon, Facebook, Google, Apple, like, those are all the biggest companies in the U.S. They're huge. So what's better than lobbying? Being the president.
Yep. They do run shit nowadays. Jeff Bezos running for president. I'd vote for Jeff Bezos. I love Amazon.
And he also owns the Washington Press or Washington Post. So
he's halfway in it.
And they own Twitch.
Yeah.
And they own Twitch. All right.
So no, like they have a lot of power. So I think a lot of them, not even necessarily like the higher ups, but they're definitely some of them are definitely going to start having political aspirations, I think.
And they have the deepest pockets that anyone could ever ask for. So you know that if you're going to have to run against them, you're going to have to bring some cash with you, which might not be a problem. I mean,
it's
politics makes so much money, so who cares? All right.
Well, it goes into that too, because I love programmers. I am a programmer. Doesn't mean we're always have the best idea for everything, even though we definitely love to think that our logic is always better than everyone else's. That's why I can see a lot more of Silicon Valley getting into it.
Well, I mean, corporations already own America, so it only makes sense that they'll eventually just straight up own the White House.
I also like the fact that these more tech-centered companies they're just way more progressive in their ideas, and they have much bigger aspirations. They're not worried about, hey, let's build a wall. You know what I mean? A fucking couple $1 billion wall. What is that going to do?
Because they're tech companies. Because they're tech companies, maybe they'll actually give a shit about cybersecurity.
Yeah, exactly.
Can't be worse than what we've got now.
Yeah. And
no, dude, I just want Elon Musk. I just want Elon Musk, and I only want his entire platform to be Hyperloop everywhere. Not just the US, everywhere.
His entire whole like platform would just be, dude, we're living in the Matrix.
Dude, the AI is coming for us.
That picture with him ziplining is the best, dude.
He doesn't. I mean,
I think about it sometimes, and I just laugh in my head. It's
dude,
so funny.
that and the Photoshop picture of him in the fucking spacesuit.
Yeah.
Talking about AI though, you know, like the weird Japanese sex robots.
The ones that are getting molested.
People are already afraid that those robots could like be hacked in the future and be used to like kill people.
I'm into it. I'll fight some robots.
Fight some sexy robots.
That was something that definitely gave some of us bad press, though. Was one of them brought a sex robot to a game show and it got molested the fuck out of.
It's a fucking robot. I can't molest a fucking robot. I don't want to hear that.
Like, it got broken because of the amount of people just grabbing it.
That robot did not give consent.
All right, moving on before we get way too off course. YouTube's policy on Patreon external links will hit new creator hard set. This is our deep topic of the day. Deep topic. I'm gonna do a little thing. It's gonna be cool. So the bigger point that I want to make is that YouTube is fucking up hardcore. I don't know what they are thinking. Okay, so here's the thing that I was just ranting about the other day on my Instagram. So I was just claimed by this single person. I used this song that one of our friends that we all know created for me in my videos to my other channel. And this is a song that he specifically created, and he actually created it. There's no samples or anything. It's him playing an instrument and creating these noises, and he gave it to me to use on the intro, and I'm using it. And this third party, which literally the claimant is, the name is third party ad rev. That's the name of this claimant, like BMI third party ad rev. And he claimed all of my videos through the algorithm by just saying, okay, I hear that song, I'm going to claim that video. He claimed all my videos in which I use that song. So a good, I don't know, 5-6 hours of my weekend was dedicated to requesting a manual review of the claim, and that way I could fight against it. All I did was say, I own the original files of the song. There's no dispute here. It's my song. This is a fake claim. And I had to do that for all of these videos. And this is a problem that just YouTube fails to address, because this isn't the first time this has happened. This has been happening for the past 2 years now. This failure in claiming process has been going on. So really what's going on are these companies set up fake accounts and they make fake claims, and some will stick because maybe some 13-year-old with a poppin' YouTube channel of like, I don't know, 100,000, he's like a gamer or something. Maybe he'll put up a video a day. He's been doing it for 2 years. He uses this music he created. A claimer can go and just copyright all those songs and take the ad revenue of all these accounts by just hitting the algorithm. And that's how they make their money, right? And now, of course, if you fight against it, well, then they'll just say, "Oh, okay, you own the song, you get all the money, you get all the rights back. Here's the rest of the revenue for it." But yeah, some aren't going to do that, of course, right? Go ahead.
No, I was going to say not only that, but it's not like once you get a claim put on your video, the revenue generated from that video is like put into like some like holding until it's resolved. It immediately goes to the person that claimed it.
Yeah.
And well, now so you just don't get the money back.
Well, now it goes into a different account. Now it goes into like a holding account. Yeah. Well, it's not really an account. It's just held somewhere. Just there's no money collected on the account, and you have to request to get it back. And once you do, if you lose that claim, then it goes to them. Now, I don't know what are the grounds to losing it. If you lose a certain amount of claims, or a certain like a false claim is made against you, could lose your channel. So there's like this super weird process. It must have been at least over 100 videos of mine were claimed, and having to manually have to go through and fight against and type in each one like this is the deal here. It's just annoying. And now here's another thing that YouTube is doing. YouTube has come under criticism from creators who say they can't link out to their Patreon accounts on video end slates anymore. So at the end of a YouTube video, you can put up these cards, and what these cards are basically just links on top of the video that you can click. And some people are using them to go to their Patreons so they can get, obviously money donated to them from their fans. Now I don't have that. I have it just so like some videos have cards at the end that go to different videos, or they go to my website. And now you have to be careful. They're pretty much cracking down on it, and you can only do it. I think it's like, here it is. So you have to do that. You now require 10,000 public channel views before creators can apply to be part of the program. That means those who are just starting out and have less than the required 10,000 views won't be able to link out through externally linking end cards. So say you're someone that wants to set up a second channel for like your podcast or something. Now you can't even put your links at the end of your cards until you hit that 10,000 public views. This is another issue that's popped up. This is on top of all the other issues that are already apparent, like I don't know, like all the ad revenue stuff, just from like, if you say bad words in your video, you could be demonetized, which I have been on my other channel. Hundreds of videos have been demonetized. Well, I should say hundreds. Dozens of videos have been demonetized for reasons I am unaware, because they don't tell you shit with YouTube. They just do it, which is the worst part about it.
The thing that also interests me too is it affects bigger ones too, just because I don't know, that's also kind of you're a YouTube partner, not like you're partnered with a studio. Because it doesn't say they're protecting like a studio, like Maker Studios, like some of the bigger ones like that. It just says, no, become a YouTube partner.
Right.
So that could be seen also as they're trying to keep all the money out.
Yeah. You had to be the YouTube partner. That's the other part of it as well. Yep.
I can understand. I can understand a little bit of both sides. On one side, like, I understand they're trying to protect people from just, getting somebody make like just a random channel and like try to link you to some scammy shit. I understand that stuff like that does happen, and people do need to be protected from that, because some people are just fucking dumb and don't know any better, and they just can't protect themselves. But I also think that there's also like a bigger, more sinister motive behind it. Like you're seeing a lot of people taking a stand and being like, okay, well, you know what? I'm going to make the content that I want to make, and content that's not advertiser friendly. And if my fans or subs like it, they can just sub to me through Patreon, and they can support me, and I can not have to worry about what YouTube's going to pay me. And YouTube is definitely dependent on that ad revenue. So
yeah,
I mean, they're trying to, you know, cut that a little bit, trying to make people be like, okay, so if you want to make money on our website, you have to make advertiser friendly videos.
No, I don't know about that. You can still be you can still be a partner and still just not get, you know, you can be a partner and have all of your videos demonetized.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like it's going back to that same thing where I think they started that earlier with the 10,000 thing. Like, to me, it all goes back to that 10,000 views where they're just trying to protect their content to get as many advertisers as they can. Because it's still on that 10,000 thing to even get revenue. So now you can't, it's just a mile marker, I guess, almost.
I think also I understand YouTube's in a weird position because there's a lot of bullshit on YouTube. There's a lot of scamming that goes on. They do fake giveaways all the time on many channels. There's a lot of like weird ad links, like spam links. There's just a lot of bullshit on it, but they need to figure out how to stop that channel. You know what I mean? Because those channels are still going to pop up. You're still going to get bullshit channels. You're still going to get videos that are just straight rips of yours. Like I had to deal with that just before. Someone could just straight up rip my channel, just take the exact file, upload it, and I have to claim them and go through this whole claiming process where if I do that, they're not going to get their channel shut down. They could just do it to another video and I have to go through it. It's just all these weird, stupid things that they can easily fix. And the whole ad revenue, the ad apocalypse, just adds on top of the frustration because now all of our stuff has been cut down.
No,
well, I think something's gonna pop up like if Patreon made it so like you could also put ads on your Patreon videos that got revenue from maybe channels that were demonetized. You can go to Patreon, upload your videos there, throw ads on them, and you don't have to charge a subscription to people. I think that a lot more people would be incentivized to go over to a different platform just because it's not YouTube, because there's just so much bullshit on YouTube right now. It's just annoying.
Yeah, at the same time, I don't know if there is that easy of a fix to it. You know what I mean? Because you are saying you have to police a system that has like 400 hours of content uploaded a minute.
Yeah,
like that is not an easy thing to police at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you'd have to hire, 30,000 people to sit there and watch every video then. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's great. There's been a few channels that had to shut down because they weren't making any more money on them. They don't want to charge a subscription fee because what they're doing is like maybe 5-minute videos with their iPhone, but it's just someone that was funny. They had a good personality. They grew a fan base. They've done it through years and years of this kind of work, and they've grown this huge fan base. And now YouTube's like, oh, wait, you're not advertiser friendly? No more. Goodbye. I get it in certain aspects, like ISIS videos, which was like the original thing about it, which brought all the criticism. They didn't want to advertise on
Daddy
ISIS
of 5 bullshit.
Yeah, like I get stuff like that. But if you're just gonna cut it all out, you're essentially just saying to all you people, you're gonna have to go somewhere else to make your money. Figure out something else. And now with this whole Patreon thing, it makes it even more frustrating. It's just kind of just like here's an even bigger roadblock to get over to some way to make money. And they should have just left it alone. I guess it was a big enough a problem where they had to do something about it. But I don't know. It's just annoying. I will say though, with all that being said, YouTube is it is a great service and it has changed the fucking world. It's changed media forever. So I think they just need to realize that a little bit more. They need to realize that a little bit more. They can make a lot more money. They could advertisers aren't going anywhere. They might threaten you. They might be upset about shit, but they're not going anywhere. Everyone watches YouTube, and that's not ever changing. You know what I mean? Everyone watches YouTube, and it's only going to grow. It's only going to get more and more as more people cut cable. Like one of the big things with the Apple TV, people were upset you can't watch YouTube in 4K. It's It's because people watch YouTube all the time. Now they want to watch it in 4K. Now they're going to watch it in HDR. So you have to understand that. And I don't think that they really do. I think that this new direction is catering towards like Jake Paul's and like productions and these bigger channels and these bigger partnerships.
Then we're all fucked.
To foster, I really think that's what they're trying. That's what it feels like, at least. They're trying to turn it into this now with like these YouTube Red series going on, and that's the first thing you see when you sign into YouTube is like sign up for this $14 YouTube Red and sign up for this $35 YouTube TV.
When they had the Fine brothers who were trying to trademark the React whole shit, like it's just YouTube used to be a platform where anybody could come in, make content, and the viewer was who decided like what was worth watching. Now it's a lot of sponsorships. It's not just YouTube, but a lot of these like streaming services of live streaming and user created content are being like, companies know that that's the future and they're coming to it because that's where money can be made.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Advertisers aren't going anywhere.
No.
This is the place where you go to put ads. Who watches ads on TV? They have to go to YouTube.
Mm-hmm. They fucked up too, I think. Like, this is the only place that I think they really messed up was like that whole the changes they made with like that YouTube Heroes crap. So like anyone can start claiming videos and making flags and stuff like that.
Because like snitches.
Yeah. Because like an example that I can think of, another person, a big YouTuber, War Owl, he had to spend a week going through because he had like 400 videos get not claimed but demonetized. This guy is a giant teddy bear. Like, yes, he plays Counter-Strike all day, but like he is a super Christian teddy bear, never swears, never makes insinuations of like anything, you know what I mean? Like, he is like the model of, I follow the rules. My content has always been advertiser friendly. And even he got slammed hard.
Yeah. And you don't know why. You don't know why. They just do it. They just claim your video and then your money just stops right there. And the funny thing about it, real quick, the funny thing about it is like I got claimed or demonetized on a lot of videos, but for no reason. Like if I fight it and I just say, you just submit a manual review, it goes through. And they're just like, oh, okay, yeah. I don't know why you got demonetized. It's like, you don't know why I got demonetized. 15 of my videos just got demonetized in one day. You don't know. Like, you need to know that shit. You know what I mean? A lot of people luckily I don't make a living off of YouTube. It definitely, I definitely need it for my business, but I'll make a living off of it. It's not where all my revenue comes from. But if it did, I would be fucked. I would be so fucked right now.
I don't know if you've seen this, and this goes into somewhat of the demonetization, but also into like what is fair use. But it's no surprise Nintendo has been a problem with YouTube.
Oh, right. They just stopped all live streams, right?
Sort of. Anybody who's in the Nintendo Creators Program cannot live stream content from, onto YouTube. And that's not to say they can't make a second channel that's not in the Creators Program and name it like, if we had like No Lives Live, which would be silly. They would
strike you then.
Of a name. But they would probably strike you. They're notorious.
You're not getting any money from it.
Not getting any money and just straight up striking your channel. But on the other hand, it's like, do you not understand what like? And their worry is, oh, well, people can watch the game, they're not going to buy the game. Dude, it's also free advertising. If somebody's playing the game and raving about it,
I think they say that, but I think they don't want people putting a different light on the game than they. Because it's Nintendo. They don't want someone like PewDiePie playing Super Mario Sunshine. You know what I mean? And doing like weird clips.
He's playing Super Mario Odyssey and screaming the N-word, yeah.
Or like even it doesn't even have to be that hard. Like it just be anything. Like they don't want to see Mario like or Peach in a bikini or something. You know what I mean? They don't want that kind of light with any of their IPs, so they're taking a hard stance on it, which I completely get. But then again, it's like they seem to be doing fine. No one really gives a shit about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, that sucks. I mean, at this point, those people can just go to Twitch and put it on there. Nintendo is not going to do anything about Twitch streams.
Yeah. Yeah,
it's the YouTube that they hit.
I think maybe if they get some like young buck in the headquarters, maybe they'll do that. But
some young buck in the corporation that I think is like 60% 18-year-olds.
It's actually a lot younger than it used to be. So
yeah, the head.
You can actually tell in a lot of the other policies they've been doing.
Yeah, no, like Google almost exclusively hires out of high school now.
Oh no, I'm talking about Nintendo.
Oh yeah,
they too have a major youth movement.
Really,
the whole thing of Splatoon. I don't know if you know this, but Splatoon was made by a very young team that their inspiration was Call of Duty.
Call of Duty.
That's what they really like playing Call of Duty, so they wanted to make their own inspired take on the shooters, and that's what they did. But I mean, it was a team of young people that in like 10 years ago, that idea would have never flown by.
I would definitely play Splatoon over Call of Duty any day. They did a good job. Splatoon's
just don't play it on YouTube.
Don't play it on YouTube, which sucks. It does suck, man. But I don't know. I don't think people realize like YouTube is it. It's it. Dude, people, I cut my cable. My parents cut their cable just recently. My dad's getting Gears TV installed on his fucking Fire Stick as we speak. Like, what? That goes to show you that no one wants to watch TV anymore. It's bullshit.
I'm buying a 4K HDR TV primarily for YouTube.
Yeah. It's just where it is, man. So they need to start fucking acting like it, YouTube. You hear me?
You need to
upload to YouTube today.
You need to also buy a PlayStation Pro, Jerry.
We'll see.
No, wait for the Xbox, dude. Wait for the Xbox. I'm telling you. PS4 Pro.
I'll probably play that PlayStation 4 Pro, but
it's dope. I love mine.
Honestly, I'm like now I'm kind of just at that point of like I'll see what's coming around the corner next.
I will say once you go 4K HDR, you don't go back. Are you ready for that?
Yeah, that's what I'm already at because I've been using a 4K HDR screen on and off, and now I'm just like everything is miserable. Like I just come back home and everything is just like, oh, okay.
1080p? Are you kidding me? No, it's gotta be 4K. I want to see those guys, dude. I want you to anyone listening, as soon as you get 4K HDR, put on Netflix, watch The Chef's Table. It is the most beautiful show I've ever seen. And they do the 4K and the HDR so beautiful. Like, it's crazy how fucking good that show looks. All right, let's close it up. We've been going 2 hours. Thank you all for listening. About Las Vegas again. Sorry to all the victims. That sucks so bad. But hopefully you guys can keep your heads up. I know it's going to be tough, but you just got to put one foot in front of the other. And yeah, also don't forget to check out our social media links at No Life's Gaming. You'll see 280 characters coming out of there very soon, and our Twitch /No Lives. And also subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed this video. We'll catch you guys later. Peace.
And join the Discord.
Oh yeah, join the Discord. Link in the description. Peace.